Okay, we had
we're back on now.
Probably our very first technical
Power outage.
It was a power outage. I mean, it went dead up in here. So I don't even remember what we were talking about. But we were coming to a close, so we probably just need to do that.
Yeah. We were talking about...
So what we'll have to do is just apologize to our listeners that we're going to leave them dangling on whatever thought we were having.
That's right. I'll try to edit it in a way where there's not so much dangle.
All right.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!
Hello, everybody. It's time for more Law Light, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree. We are really glad to be back at Dee's Diner.
Put an extra really in there.
Really. And it sounded like somebody just fell right there, maybe our next case, but we can't handle it because Dee's would kick us out if we...
I think that was a drop and fall.
Sounded pretty bad.
Yeah. Not every joke can be a golden nugget, you know?
I got it. Hey, oh gosh, that sounded like
real loud, yeah.
There's something off with our sound today.
Lucky day.
Oh, did you find some?
Yeah.
Look at how they take care of us.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Our lucky day is that she found fat-free raspberry vinaigrette dressing for me. And you got the Royal Red. Yeah, Catalina.
Is that French? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Royal Red, baby.
We got the old Royal Red dressing.
So, but we're at Dee's Diner. It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've been here.
About maybe a month.
Last time you were here was
3
with
weeks
Kenny
ago.
and John, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. As a matter of fact, it was right before my baptism, so that hadn't even happened yet.
You know, I was going to ask you about that. Was the water cold?
Yeah, the water was extremely cold. I don't know if it was just me being a entitled American, feeling like it was supposed to be heated, but I just assumed it was heated. I didn't know, you've been baptized, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was it cold or was it...
So my story about my baptism is I was 8 years old.
Oh, so you got baptized in probably like a river.
No. Our church at the time was, our church began, it was a church plant, like it was a new church. And
right.
It started, we used a Boy Scout lodge to kind of meet in until we had the funds they bought a house. And this house is where they were meeting. And then they were in transition to building a church. And so, of course, the house, the deepest you could get water in the house was if you went into the bathroom and filled up the tub, right? So that's not going to work. So we had a family in the church who had a pool. And so if we had baptisms, we would all meet over at that pool and do the baptisms.
Right.
So I was baptized in May in Florida, so it was warm outside, and the water was, it wasn't that cold. So my baptism, I remember a lot of people being there, but I don't remember being shocked by the cold water.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was swimming, well... Like if you go to, you ever go to Splash and Safari?
Yeah.
When you first get in the wave pool, there's that shock because it's kind of cold.
Right.
That's what it was like.
Okay.
I was fine till I got about to my midsection.
Right. You made the crotch commitment.
Mm-hmm.
That was what got you.
That's right. It's right after my baptism. I said I went in a boy, and I came out a woman.
Well, at least you retained your voice.
Yes.
No.
So far.
All right. So how's Kenny doing? Is he
good?
He went on vacation. Came back. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Rebecca was sick there for about a week, but she is okay again. And
we got a few things to talk about today on the podcast. Again, we're at Dee's Diner. We really thank them for their sponsorship of the show, and it's good to be back.
Right. Oh, real quick, I'm going to throw this out there. And this I realized something today, how weak of a person I truly am. You know when you don't really get any exercise and you go like walking or you lift things and then the next day you feel it in your arms or in your legs, whatever the case may be. Now, I have the last 2 or 3 days been trying to eat better. But yesterday, Leslie wanted to do lunch, but I really didn't have a whole lot of time to like do it. So she said, well, I'll stop by Sonic and then come by and you can come hang out in the car with me for a few minutes while I eat. She said, do you want anything? I didn't know what Sonic had because I don't ever eat at Sonic. So I got on their site and immediately I saw this Oreo milkshake, which is the very last thing that I need. But I went ahead and had her get me an Oreo milkshake. So when I go out and sat in the car with her, I'm drinking this milkshake, but it's so thick, I'm really having to suck it through the straw. So like today, all morning, my throat has been sore, like achy. And I kept thinking like, oh great, am I getting sick or what, and I kept trying to think like, why would my throat be sore? Well, then I started thinking about the milkshake I ate yesterday. And I noticed that like I'm really struggling to get it through this straw. So I guess I was sucking so hard to get the milkshake out of the straw that now my throat muscles are sore today.
Okay.
Don't make this anything more than what it is.
I'm not.
That made me realize how much of a weakling I am.
Well, my point to you is that
maybe I should have kept this story to myself.
No. Here's what I'm thinking, though. I don't know that there's much of a way to exercise your throat muscles.
True.
Therefore, I'm sure that it's exactly what it is that you have throat muscle fatigue and overuse. And the remedy for that is probably rest. Okay, and some ibuprofen for the inflammation of your throat muscles.
Probably.
Right.
I got my cell phone light out and I looked in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
As usual, I'm like, it's a little sore. I can't figure out what it is. Could be throat cancer. I didn't see any black spots or anything, so I'm pretty sure I'm good there.
Drink out of that straw. Does it hurt to do that? Does it?
It's like here and here.
Those are those are like your glands,
Yeah, but it's like it's the muscles that come up like to where my jawline is.
Okay. Whatever, man.
Nothing is swollen.
Did you ever think about using a spoon?
Well, I did eventually take the straw out and just straight drink it from the cup.
There you go.
It made it a lot better.
Tap it up. So. Hello, how are you doing?
Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
Exposure.
I hope it wasn't some weirdo who was just listening to my story and got really excited.
He was standing right there.
The whole time?
No.
He's a super fan.
So we got a couple things to talk about. We got derailed by the straw sucking, string sucking.
Say that 3 times fast.
We need to discuss quickly the cousin thing caught fire. Like there's like
they're all on board.
They're all on board, right?
Yeah, it's great.
And so we have this issue though that there's 7 of us, 6 that you would have to do interviews of, or that we would have to have on the show, and coordinating getting all 6 at the same time was going to be next impossible.
I understand that.
So Ernie, who is the favorite of Kendall, which by the way, Kendall, do you know where Kendall is right now?
Florida?
Oh, but where in Florida? Do you know?
Like Panama City Beach, Miami.
She is in Key West.
Of course she is.
So here you and I are. Oh, look, there's your sound.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. No, we're good. Thank you.
I was going to ask if I could get some cheese on this.
But they forgot it.
Yeah,
gave you extra.
Yeah, apparently. They're like, you know what? This doesn't have enough cheese.
I was wanting some tomato.
Well, you got the whole tomato.
I got a whole tomato on my salad.
In line.
All right, so anyway, Kendall is in Key West. And here you and I are in good old Owensboro, Kentucky. I am afraid to open this.
I am too. It's going to explode if I'm not careful.
You'd pull a President Trump ketchup packet, throwing ketchup all over the wall. Have you heard about all that?
No, is that a recent development?
Yeah, it's part of the testimony that's going on, that he threw a temper tantrum and threw ketchup all over the wall. Anyhow, I wish people could see you right now. You're gonna strain another muscle if you're not careful over there.
I have an issue with that. I got it though. I got it.
What were we talking about?
Cousins. Oh. I just flung it right on my shirt. Oh, well, I'm gonna follow through, and then I'll get it in a second.
All right, so PJ has red Catalina dressing. Good thing you're wearing a dark shirt.
I got
today.
the old royal red on me.
All right, so the problem is that we have too many cousins.
Right.
And so you came up with, well, my cousin Ernie, who is Kendall's favorite, Kendall, who's in Key West. She is. I can't take you serious when you're biting into your salad dressing packet like you're a
I use my teeth.
I know, but I used my fingers. Why can't you open it with your fingers?
The teeth work better.
Obviously, clearly. So anyhow, you've come up with an idea that kind of off of what my cousin Ernie said about why don't we do some individual interviews, and
right.
So explain what we're going to do with that whole situation.
Okay, so Ernie had come up with the idea of doing like 5 to 10 minute individual interviews, and then kind of sitting down and the two of us listening to the interviews, and then doing like a recap of that for a show, and then discussing each individual interview briefly, and then kind of making a decision there. Well, my offshoot from that was, well, if we're going to take the time and the effort to sit down and talk to your cousins for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, why not just make those several individual episodes leading up to us, you and I, sitting down and finally just kind of discussing briefly each one, and then making the decision on a big reveal episode.
Okay. All right. So I like it. And so what we're going to do, PJ, as I told you yesterday, I am going to give you each of my cousins' cellular phone number. No booty calls, nothing like that.
I don't know, are any of your female cousins hot?
All 3 of them.
I'll be the judge of that.
You're going to reach out to them, get them scheduled, and then we'll have a bunch of episodes. And you're going to get their numbers. You're going to reach out to them. Mm-hmm. This is their notice, okay? And then, of course, hey, this is PJ. I'm setting up a...
Prepare yourselves.
Right, okay. So that's what we're going to do. It's a plan. We're going to have a string of cousin episodes. Got it taken care of. So if you, for those that are listening, we had an episode here at the D's Diner where a red Ford pickup truck was parked way too close to another vehicle, and that person can't get in their car, and this guy is in no hurry to get out there and take care of it. He is moving at a snail's pace to remedy the situation.
Well, you say that, but apparently he's a Vietnam veteran. He may have got some shrapnel in his leg.
How do you know he's a Vietnam veteran?
Didn't they say didn't she say something about Vietnam veteran sticker on the...
He could have bought the truck used with that sticker on it.
That's true. Or he could have got the sticker at a gas station.
Right, even thought it looked cool.
Right.
And be a poser. Anyhow.
I mean, that's what I do.
So we got the cousin thing taken care of, and that sounds like a lot of fun to me. And exciting, and you're going to have to come up with some really good wing-dinger interview questions,
So the heads up is make sure you're interesting when I talk to you.
That's right.
Or you're in trouble.
We're just going to say who passed the interview. Like, how they have the interview section of Miss America and all that? It's going to be who did the best in their interview. The next thing I want to talk about is we're going to be doing some... I did my first mediation, PJ.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to Bowling Green and do some filming down there. And
I was going to ask you about that.
And get the word out about mediations. But so we've had several episodes where I've described what mediation is. But in the short version is in a lawsuit there are at least 2 parties, sometimes more, multiple parties, But and there's obviously a difference between them, or there wouldn't be a lawsuit going on, right?
Right.
And so because of how long it takes a case to make it through the court system, and because of the expense of taking a case through the court system, mediation has become very popular as a mechanism for an independent, totally neutral mediator to hear the positions of the parties, and then to work as an intermediary, somebody that's going in the middle to get the parties to a point where they can settle. Okay, and it's a process. And for years, I've been doing mediations as an attorney for my client.
Right.
And but yesterday I got to do my first one where I was the mediator between two parties. Now, I will start with that it was not successful in getting the mediations in getting the case settled. So, but we made a ton of progress. Like, the parties are so close that there's just a few things they needed to work out, I think, before they were able to make the commitment to get it resolved. So it was a positive.
So are they going to come? So the way that works, though, do they come back to us to finalize it in a mediative process?
We don't have to. No.
Or are they going to go to somebody else? Or
no, they'll just wrap it up and they'll
kind of figure it out on their own.
They'll draft the settlement agreement, and that's what we do. We draft documents all the time, and exchange money and take care of it. So, but anyway, it was a great experience. They send me their mediation statements ahead of time. I read them, then I show up and put them in separate rooms, and I'm like a courier of information back and forth, and I kind of put my 10 cents in when they ask for it. And so but anyhow, we're going to be trying to drum up some more of that work, and see if we can help some people get their cases settled.
That's awesome.
So you and I need to put together a good script and video, and also some pictures that we can get put together to promote the mediation.
Put on the website and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, is it a frustrating process?
Yes.
Doing it.
Yes.
When you're the mediator.
Yes. Because I wanted to wring their necks. It's frustrating, but it's also educational. Like, you sit there and think how you would respond, and think, oh, wait a minute, I'm the mediator here. It was very educational. And I see some things that, as I drove home, I was like, well, maybe I could have done this, or I could have done that, So, it's trial and error when you're learning anything.
Right.
So, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was a very interesting process. So, we need to do that. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to do the ride-along video. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Missy gets tired when we're riding around town. I'll talk about, I had a case that happened right here. Oh, I had a case that involved that. I had a case, and one of the things that we discussed was not only discussing that, but as you go around town, I see memories of places that we've helped, places that we've invested in, people that we've invested in, and things like that. It's going to be a cool video. We're going to put some links to it, because now that I've gotten through my trials, July is kind of busy with depositions, but it won't be near what it was the first half of the year. So
a couple months ago, I'd written a script for kind of a fun video, and I want to see where that sits.
What was the song? I can't remember.
This is how we do it. That song. Montel Jordan.
I encourage you to do that with Tyler.
He I think he's dealing with some things the last few days. He's been, now I haven't seen him specifically, but I've heard him quite a few times outside the office. He seems grumpier than normal.
Really?
Okay, we all remember when John fell, and the shock wave that it created through the office that freaked everybody out. So yesterday I'm sitting there editing, and it's dead silent in the office. I've got headphones on. All of a sudden I hear boom. I must have PTSD from when John fell, because that was the first thing that came to my mind. But it happened to my right. It came from Tyler's office. So immediately I'm thinking he fell backwards out of his seat. But then probably 20 seconds after that, as I'm contemplating, do I need to run in there and make sure he's okay, I hear him outside the office talking to Tara, not happy about something. I found out later what it was, but It was so loud and thunderous. He either threw something down on the floor or he kicked the wall, one or the other. But it scared the crap out of me.
You didn't get a chance to talk to him about it?
No, I just went into his office and laid some Xanax on his desk.
Did he laugh?
No, I did it when he wasn't around.
Are they gone?
Oh, I don't know. I really didn't put Xanax. I don't have access to Xanax. I take Trintellix.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't need. Well, maybe we do need Tyler medicated, but
he might already be, and if he is, it's not working.
It's funny. So yeah, I wanted to highlight the fact that we're going to have some videos coming out of here. Get back to getting some of that stuff done.
Sounds good.
And then we have the cousin thing coming up, and then we
have a possible other nonprofit video.
Yes, that's right. Did you see that?
I did.
I did. I went and visited.
Thank you.
I'm going to see if I can remember what all the letters stand for. It's Southwest Indiana
Children's
Abuse Coalition Center.
Okay. Yep.
It is a really amazing place. I'll have to tell you about it. It's about 50 minutes away from our office, so it'll take a day for you to go do all that.
Right.
She's supposed to email me back tonight. It's just another way that we're trying to be in the community, but we're going north this time. A lot of times what we do. That place is amazing. The director, the executive director, her name is Tammy Lampert. And when she took me on a tour, and I was just like, oh, this is so needed. And to hear the stories, they help people know what they can and can't say in court, so that, because people, let's face it, man, they get nervous when they get in court, right?
Right.
And so she was like, we help kids understand what to expect when they have to testify, and we teach them what's okay to do in court and tell their stories. And they have these interview rooms that are secretly video monitored that the police can use to interview kids, and just unbelievable. I mean, it is amazing. Hey, I got a question for you. We've been in here. We love your fans, but we've never seen them work. Do they work? It's all for looks.
Oh, it is all for looks.
It's all for looks. They used to work. But
There's two that are broken.
Oh, okay, I got you. So we don't want them to turn them on, PJ.
So if they turn them on, they may explode.
Or we get hit in the head or something. So thank you very much. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you go.
Huh. Mystery solved.
Yeah. So anyway, what we're going to do is three things for because they're up in Jasper, but they serve all the way down to, they don't do Evansville because Evansville has their own, I think she said, center of their own, but
right.
They go all the way down to Tell City, Spencer County, over by Rio, all that, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to do three things, and you saw the email. One is we're going to send attorneys over to help with the training, and to do that. Number two, we're going to do a donation drive-through, much like we've done here. Only we're going to do it at their facility and donate the proceeds from that. And the third thing we're going to do is another video. And I'm really excited about this one. I'll probably be a part of it because, I went over there, took my time to drive up there,
right,
and to see the need and to see how resourceful they are. They're putting medical examination rooms in this place to be able to do the medical exams on people who alleged to have been raped or sexually abused.
Mm-hmm.
Just so much they're going to be doing there, and I was fired up when I left there. And I know it's not right in our backyard, but here's the way I say. If we have an office in Indiana, in southern Indiana, and we are taking money from clients in southern Indiana, then we can't just be looking in Owensboro or in Bowling Green to help people. We need to be helping people. We say we help the people in the communities we serve, and if our radio signal reaches them, we need to be willing to help.
Absolutely.
So there we are.
Well, I had just to let you know, I had a joke kind of prepared that I was going to make until you brought up rape and sexual abuse, and then you kind of killed the mood with that, so I decided not to make the joke.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But it was about dressing you up like a kid with a beanie and having a lollipop. But it had nothing to do with that.
I understand.
Because you said you were going to have I was thinking I saw you as having a cameo in the video as a child.
No, I'm going to go there and I'm not going to be, PJ, I'm not going to be in the video. I'm just going to be there to help.
Okay.
Help you produce
so you'll be
it.
like my production assistant.
Yes. Yeah.
You'll be my Vincent.
Whatever. No, I'll be better than Vincent.
My Victor Cheese.
I can do it backwards. and do it better than him.
I hope he's not listening.
It's okay if he is.
I doubt he listens to this.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
About hanging up. You were gonna tell me something. Go ahead.
As we all know, and this is about Leslie and myself, but everybody knows no relationship is perfect, and sometimes you have little misunderstandings. So the other night, she had told me she was going to come over, and then I guess she didn't say she wasn't coming over, but something that she said made me think that she wasn't going to be coming over. So I got disappointed. You know, I want to see her. I want to spend some time with her. So I got disappointed. I'm human. We got on the phone and we were talking, and I guess it was evident that I was disappointed in the tone of my voice. Now, she thought I was angry, but I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed. So she asked me, she goes, are you angry? And I was like, no, I'm not angry. And she goes, oh, no, you're angry. And I was like, no, I'm not angry. I said, look, you can just stay home, do whatever you got to do. It's no big deal. You don't have to worry about coming over. Well, she took that as like me being facetious, I guess, or a smart aleck. So then she got kind of snarky. Yeah, so she got a little upset with me. She goes, all right, well, it's cool. And I said, why? Well, I was just calling to say that I love you and good night. And she goes, all right. I go, are you mad? And she goes, no, that's fine. You called me to say goodnight, so I guess I love you and goodnight. And then before I even had a chance, I started to say something else. She hung up. She ended the conversation.
No.
So then I did get mad at that point. She says she didn't hang up, that the conversation was over because I had already said I love you goodnight, and then she said I love you goodnight. We had nothing further to discuss, so she got off the phone. I'm saying she did hang up, then she gets the last word, and then just ends the conversation by hanging up the phone.
That's a hang up. That is a hang up.
Yes, that's how I look at it. But she's like, no. She's on the other side. She's saying it's not hanging up because the conversation
Leslie,
was over.
Would you look in the face of your creator and say, I did not hang up on PJ? And if you can't honestly say that you would do such a thing, then you hung up.
Right.
And you shalt not do it again.
I kind of played that card last night when we were talking about it and something else. I said something to the effect of like, I know you feel like you're justified in whatever, but Jesus wouldn't have done those things.
That's right. Well, I'm going to tell you this.
And then she was like, I don't like you very much.
Did she listen to the episode about hang-ups?
Probably not. I don't think she may have. I don't know.
Well, if
she's definitely going to listen to this one.
If she listened to the one about hang-ups and then even came dangerously close to the line, she's still guilty.
Right. Well, she already knows how I feel about being hung up on.
But still.
But she, too, is not a fan of that either.
Yeah. There is nothing
but
that will take me...
But she doesn't feel like that was a hang-up.
There is nothing that will take me from 0 to 100 miles per hour faster than a hang-up. Did she say goodbye?
She said, I love you, good night, and then hung up the phone. So it wasn't goodbye, it was good night, and then she got off the phone. You know what, Kenny? I know you listen to these episodes. I need your opinion, too. What do you think? Did she hang up on me?
Well, just a little marital advice. I'll answer this for... I'm not for Kenny, but I'm going to intervene.
Right. I like how you're giving me marital advice. We're not married.
I know. Premarital advice.
We're already...
Relationship
we're practically
advice.
married, yeah.
Here it is. Do not go to bed angry. So you should have figured that one out.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, she ended up coming over and we cuddled.
After all this you've brought me through thinking that...
Oh, yeah, she still came over.
PJ, did you discuss it with... Come on, man. Yeah. She didn't hang up. I'm on her side now.
No, well,
really?
She came over.
She came over.
Listen, it gets better.
No, I don't want to know the better.
So on her way over, so I'm on Facebook and I get on her Facebook page, and it says single. I said, hey, I just got a curiosity question for you. Why does your Facebook say single?
Because she is. She's not married.
Do you really look at it that way, that you're technically single unless you're married?
Does yours say you're in a relationship?
No, it doesn't say anything at all. She was thrown for a loop because she goes, what are you talking about? And I said, your Facebook page says single. She goes, it shouldn't say anything at all. And I said, well, it's on there. It says single. And she goes, it must have been an accident because I was on there messing with some stuff. And I was like, I hate accidents. I hate when you accidentally hit your about info and then you accidentally scroll down to your relationship status and you accidentally change it to public and then you accidentally save it and then you accidentally make it public. I hate when that accidentally happens. She was like, how about I accidentally tell you to F off? That was her response. It was funny, but we're not arguing or anything like that. And if we are, it's a completely different, healthier kind of arguing than what I had in my previous relationship. But no, we're fine.
But she is single. Until you put a ring on it.
Oh my God. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. She says the same thing. She's like, I'm not married. That's her response. Like when I bring it up, she's like, well, I'm not married. And you're right. So you could still not be single, but not be married.
One of the options, as I recall back in my single days, was that you could put in a relationship.
Right. No, it's still on there. It's still on there.
Well, isn't she?
I don't know. What would Jesus say?
Ever since she hung up on you, it seems to me there's been some discourse here. And we need to get to the bottom. McKinney needs to do a little counseling on this because
maybe
it just sounds to me like there's a little, where there's smoke, there's fire here.
Right.
Man.
Well, when she came over the other night and we cuddled and everything, she goes, I'm coming over here because I want you to hold me, but just know I'm still angry at you.
She needs to put in a relationship there where you need to put a ring on it, skip the interrelationship part.
Right.
And just hide single again until you're married. Yeah, because people will just jump in your DMs.
Oh, that's right. Oh, she's already had some slides.
I'm
maybe
worn
it was only
out.
one.
This whole day has worn me out. This has been the most difficult podcast to get through, but a fun one. And so we'll bring it to a conclusion so we can get out of here, pay our bill without anything else happen. We had people falling. We've had trucks parked too close to cars. We've had fans that don't work. We've had an interruption with our technical device there. It cut us right off in the middle.
Right.
We've talked about 16 different topics. So if there is a listener that's...
I'm going through a premarital hex.
Yes, right. And we had your predicament has ended it with such a thud that I don't know how to recover from it. And right in the middle of this, we talked about something very important.
We called it
child abuse.
Right.
Child abuse prevention.
We still love each other.
Yeah. Well, I love you too.
I was talking about me and Leslie, but I love you also.
All right. This has been Law Light, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. Check us out if you need a lawyer on any of our, what is it called? Social media.
Yep.
Where you can list that you are single. It's been a great day.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery of a sham, of a mockery of a travesty of two mockeries of a sham.
If we are to have faith and justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!